Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to 10-Minute Trades, the trade room, and we're here for the Beige book report. Can you all hear me okay? Okay, let's get started. My name is Lee Goldstein. I'm the trading director at 10-Minute Trades. Please remember that all trades are for educational purposes. It is possible to lose money trading futures, so please trade carefully. Now, I'm extremely concerned today that we just may not be able to trade this report because look at the candles that we're dealing with on the NQ right now. Normally, we trade this on the NQ. The last candle that's fully formed is a 16-point candle. Does that register? A 16-point candle. Um, that presents a problem because in half a second, you have the possibility of hitting your stop, bouncing above your stop, going below your stop. Um, it's a market. Today's market is very volatile um, for this type of a trade and for using the NQ as an instrument. So I can't promise that I'm going to trade this. I'm going to watch for a while. We've got half an hour, and I'll make a decision. But I just don't think it just may not be safe. So that's the question. Not for a breakout type trade. You might want to trade a reversal if you get a big move. See the thing, or you might have to make your bracket very large to see if there's a big move. That would be the only possible way I might consider trading this. I would consider changing the bracket. But let's look at last month's report. Last month's report was strange, if I remember. But see, you have a 3-point candle. It's a 3-point candle. Okay? We've got 27. That's a 7-point candle. Okay? This 35 is a 22-point candle. It's very volatile, folks, and the market is just waiting to take your money when the market's this volatile. You might have to just consider the market might be too volatile to take the trade. I want to show you last month's. It's a little bit longer than last month's. Bear with me one second. I want to welcome our YouTube friends, if they're up there. I'm not able to log in for whatever reason. I'm on like 12 different computers too. If the NQ calms down 30, I mean, that's, I mean, honestly, the candles are very volatile. Am I losing my mind? Do you all see it? Do you all see what I'm talking about? Hey, Sal. Chantal, do you see what I'm talking about? Well, it makes it really tough to take a normal size trade. So, see what you're dealing with. What you're dealing with is your trade setup is based on normal volatility. And then when you get to the market, your volatility is 10 times normal. Look at this candle here at 117, 834. So it's 34 to 56. It's 22 points, just that one candle. That's in a minute. Folks, that's in a minute. Okay? You know what, Chantal? I know, but we haven't been trading the NQ. So I haven't been watching the NQ. Um, I understand what you're saying. The markets have been this way, but we haven't been trading the NQ. Yep, yep. And I'm watching gold because I'm looking for, but there's no way. I mean, I just don't. I'm telling everybody in the trade room, please don't trade this today. I don't think it's safe. Okay. I don't think it's safe. It's not safe for a breakout. It's not safe. Also, the report hasn't been working well either. If you look, let me show you last month. Last month was weird. It was a little bit strange, but at least you had normal candles. And it was a very volatile day that day, but it trended normally. So here's the report. It comes out at 2 o'clock. It's not a news-based report. It's a data, it's a physical, it's an electronic report, obviously. It's a Fed report. So you don't enter it early, not entering it before 2 o'clock. And it worked. All you had to do was trail your stop. That's all you had to do was trail your target. I mean, all you had to do is trail your target, and you could get some ticks. It was almost like an earnings trade last month. It was almost like an earnings trade. It filled very slowly. It did fill very slowly. Look how much time it took. ES might be safer if it had been tested, but it's untested, so it's untradeable. I can't just randomly trade the ES, right? Without testing it and having a setup, right? Sure, the ES might be safer. Gold would be safer. The NQ is not safe today. Even though it's not even quite as volatile over the course of the whole day that it was the last time we traded this. The behavior of the market right now is very volatile. Jaquan, I did get your email. There is nothing wrong with your ID. I don't know what's going on at this moment. So I'm waiting. I'm assuming you've rebooted absolutely everything because you're set for lifetime software. I don't know why it's not working. What I would consider is uninstalling the program and reinstalling it. Or, Jaquan, try it on a have you tried it on a different chart? Maybe your chart is corrupt. Maybe your chart is corrupt because there's no problem with the ID. I would uninstall the software and reinstall it. I can't think of anything else that I would try to do. Or I would send an email to platformsupport@ninjatrader.com and send them your log and trace files. It's easier to reinstall the software and try that first. I don't mean Ninja Trader. I mean our strategy. So I'm just watching the NQ. And I'm just thinking in terms of bracket size. So here's our report. Here's our report. And it's a mini report. I wanted to look at one thing. The other thing is I would not trade on a 210 tick chart. It's a 1 minute chart. So this, very honestly, folks, don't trade this setup. Look, it's had 12 was negative. I don't know why January 13th is a stop. It was a winner. 10 was a loss and 12 was a loss. Let me show you. The minute we started trading this trade, it started misbehaving. The first day, it just reversed. I mean, it's not like anything was done wrong. It just reversed and didn't work. Okay. $807. That's 10 points. Let's do a fun exercise. Okay. Let's put a fake trade on. I want to put a fake trade on, a sim trade with a bracket of 12 and an entry at 1345 with a target of 10 and a target of 20. Because so I'm entering at 1345, and I'm just doing this to test the market. That's all I'm doing. With a 20 tick stop, and I've got a bracket of 12. Bracket of 12, one target for 10 ticks, one target for 20 ticks, and I'm going to enter at 1345. Okay, a quarter of. Strictly a test. That's all I'm doing. Strictly a test. At 1345, I just want to see the way the market responds given the size of the bracket and the volatility. I just don't think that's what I want to see. So it's a test. All I'm doing is testing. So it looked, I mean, it didn't look that bad. Did not look that bad. Didn't look that bad. The question is, will there be a move? Will it be safe? I mean, you have to keep. It's 2 o'clock, Mike. It's not until 2 o'clock. I do not recommend that anybody in the room trade it today. The setup has to be fixed. It should be on a 1-minute chart. I think there's a lot of risk to this report today. So yes, it could work, but I think because the market is so volatile, the risk is very, very strong. So if I were going to trade it, I'd use a 15 tick bracket. So you have to have a good move. I mean, today it looks like it could give you that good move. My first target would be 10 ticks, and my second target would be 30, and my stop would be 20, and my entry time would be 1400. I'd label it NQ. But look at this. I mean, just look at the trend, the volatile. I just don't see how you could do this today. All right, I've got to play on the side of safety today. This is crazy. Okay, it's just too wild volatility. The volatility is too wild. It doesn't look safe. Okay, Mike, that means you especially. This is not one of those trades that I'm not taking because I'm a little bit concerned about it. I think that this is potentially extremely unsafe. Okay. I don't want you to lose money. I would love to trade this. I would love to trade it. Let's check our sync. Exactly. And also the setup is changing also because it's been struggling. It's only had 1 out of 3 working trades. So it needs the setup to be looked at. Let's sync our computer. Time.is. Time.is. We're going to have a webinar tomorrow. I invited everybody in the room. It's free, about the jobs report. It's just like a history of the jobs report, why it's important. And if you look, check your email tomorrow morning, you'll have an invitation to the webinar. And you'll probably get an email this afternoon also. It's free webinar, not selling anything, just talking about the jobs report. Because the jobs report is Friday. The jobs report is Friday. And everybody on YouTube will be streaming that, but you're also invited into our trade room if you go to our website and sign up for our free weekly report. You'll get an invite, but you have to do that today. www.10minutetrades.com. So you understand the danger here. You can also set up a reversal today because you could get a crazy candle, right? I would set up a 25 tick target on a reversal and a 25 tick stop. Reversal trade, label it. Again, I'm not trading live money on this. You'd have a better chance if you were going to trade live money. The only trade I would probably take today would be a reversal if it presented itself. So with the reversal, you get your buttons. There's your buttons. So I'm turning off my cursor, my crosshair. So I'm using a 1 minute chart, a 15 tick bracket. Personally, I think this trade should be traded as like an earnings trade. In other words, as a one-click range trade. Now, because we have a DMM, I'm not going to do that today. But I think this is a report in that's looking for a new setup. I mean, I have to be honest, folks. I don't want to just do something just because, okay? Just because. Sometimes you have to pivot, and you have to pivot when you think something is not quite right, okay? So we've got about 7 minutes. Just look how volatile the NQ is. Look at that move. I mean, it went from 805, 30, 31 points. It's 46 points in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 minutes. Chantal, is that a lot of points? 46 points in 8 minutes? That's quite a few points. So the issue becomes, if you're trying to do a breakout trade, you're going to get filled before you're ready when you have this much volatility. Right, it's calmed down. Yes, it calmed down a little bit. I agree. It calmed down. But the issue becomes you don't want to get filled before you're ready. Chantal, I'm not so sure about the calmness, right? Pretty wild. Pretty wild. Are you streaming, Chantal? I cannot get onto the page. Can't get on the page, no matter what I do. And I'm on that's a different computer. I know it's not my computer. I'm on. Okay. So, folks, if you're watching us on YouTube, there's a slight delay. Please keep that in mind. So, you're back to volatility before the report. The NQ, I believe, is the hardest index to trade. Chantal, did you see the range trade on ISM? Take a look. All right, so we got about 3.5 minutes to go. We'll see if a 15 tick bracket is safe with a 2 o'clock entry. I think, honestly, in today's market, there's no right side to the fill. That the reason I don't want people to trade this today is because I believe it's a coin toss. Okay? I believe it's a coin toss. All right? I think that no matter what side you get filled on, there's the potential for a whipsaw, a giant move, um, which makes the trade totally an unknown. I'm going to check my sync one more time, just because I'm a nut, by going to the website time.is. It puts me in sync. And now we're looking to see, will a 15 tick bracket be safe? Will it fill you in a direction that's tradable? It might. It could work. Folks, you know that a trade could work in extra volatile markets. It's just that you have to decide if you want to put your money at risk in that type of a market. Okay? All right, we got about a minute and a half to go. I guess you could say it's calming down, right? A little bit. Not really. I don't know if I would call this calm. I don't think I would call this calm. Look at this. It's not calm. It's a it's a it's a 13 tick. That was a 12 tick candle, 12 point candle, 55 to 67, 12 points. It's in a minute. So let's see what happens. Entering at 2 o'clock, which it might be too early, believe it or not. It might be too early. I don't know what time is safe today. So the entry is okay. All right. So you got you got fill, hit your first target, and it's going to reverse and stop out your second target. Right? Okay, so it wouldn't have been a disaster, right? Not a disaster, but is that a news trade? No. That was just a response to the market behavior. That was not a news trade. It wasn't a news trade. It was just a response. Right now, there is no news trade. It's just the market bouncing around. That's what it seems like to me. It just seems like the reports out, the economy expanded modestly. KT, I wouldn't want to be short. You'd have been stopped. In other words, I went short. I hit my first target, and then it would have stopped out your second target if you did nothing. You probably could have had a small profit. We'll watch the video. We'll watch the video. I don't see it a big enough move for a reversal. Ultimately, the Fed is optimistic. Ultimately, they're optimistic. That's what they're saying. The market today is not representing that. All right, let's look at the video. Let's look at the video. Here's the video of the trade. 15 tick bracket. 2 o'clock is safe, but was that really a response to the news, or is that just the NQ bouncing around? Did you have enough time to get out with a profit? Did you have enough time to get out with a profit? Watch. If you hit the break even button, yes. And you could have moved your stop to break even and just barely gotten out on time. If you hit the break even button, you could have had your first target, okay? You could have had your first target. So there was enough time to get that first target. But this market just wants to go down. Even if there was good news. And I think the news is mixed from what I'm hearing about the Beige book. The news is mixed. And in a trending market like this, I don't really have a reversal trade. So it tells us where we got short at 67. And it hit the first target at 64.50. And then it reversed. Okay. Well, not as a news trade, Kershid. If you're trading as a discretionary trader, I suppose you could have gone short. But we don't really trade that way. So it has, for me, that doesn't really, you know what I mean? I mean, the market's down over 300 ticks, 300 points It's down 321.50 points. I don't know if I'm going to trade this market now. I think it might have made its move. It might have made its move. All right, folks. Any questions? Otherwise, we'll be here. We'll be here at 8 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. 8 o'clock tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll be here for unemployment and natural gas. Okay, so we'll be here at 8 o'clock. All right. Any questions, folks? Any questions? No questions? Okay. So, folks, I'll see everybody tomorrow, 8 o'clock. Okay. See you later.